I think we are live now. Good afternoon, everyone. We have successfully completed our day one section on soft skills needed by teacher. Adaptability, communication skills, compassion, creativity, critical thinking, and cultural competence are some of the soft skills needed as a Gen Z teachers. As we move on to our day two section, I would like to welcome our respected Principal Dr. Sangeeta Nath ma'am, the main speaker of today's section, Ms. Manpreet Kaur Saini, and all the participants in the meeting. Digital tools and platforms are becoming ever more integral to our personal and working lives. Digital learning increases access to education and knowledge, while empowering students with a mindset and capabilities that sets them up for success in their present and future. Now, let me introduce our main speaker, Ms. Manpreet Kaur Saini. Ma'am, she has done her master's in IT and she is eminent alumni of our Oriental College of Education. She has 2 years of experience as assistant teacher. The most proud achievement of Manpreet ma'am is that she had been national level hockey player. When digital transformation is done right, it's like a caterpillar turning into a butterfly. But when done wrong, all you have is a really fast caterpillar. By keeping this quote in our mind, let's start our day two section. It is a very short section. I would like everyone in the meeting to be very attentive. Manpreet ma'am, are you audible?
Yes, I am.
Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you for such a warm welcome and calling me here as a resource person. Uh, so, today's session, we'll be talking about the LMS softwares that you will be needing when you go to international schools, or even some state board schools prefer using some the kind of LMS platforms. LMS means Learning Management System. It is a software application. For example, like today's session, we'll be touching a bit of Kahoot, Edmodo, and we'll be talking about some features of the Google Forms. Okay, so instead of going more in detail and more in the theory part, I prefer going in practical part. So I guess we should just start with the practical session as it is. So right now I'll be sharing my screen and we'll be starting with the Edmodo LMS software. So here are just a few steps of how to create an Edmodo account and see. First, although it is just a written part, here are with the screenshots. When you go on the Edmodo website, you will have to sign up for a free account. Then here you need to go select your location, then a teacher's account as you will be teaching the students. Then you sign up with Google or any other mail account that you have. Next, when you have already created your account, how to create your own class. Okay, here are steps written as well, and here is the virtual presentation as well. So first, on the home page, on the left hand side down, there is a create class button. When you create it, you need to just name your class, give a few descriptions, okay, and then you write to subject whatever it is, and you can also give a color to it, so that if you teach more than one subjects, it will be very easy to differentiate between different subject. Next, once you've done that, you click on create. Once you click on create, this is your home page that is created for class 8 science students. Next, we if we want to create a quiz on Edmodo, okay, since we are using it for upgrading ourselves instead of just asking normal questions in classes. So how to create quizzes? First, it's just a written thing. Next, here on the home page itself, there is a create button. When you click it, you get a few options. In that, there are two options: assignment and quiz. Assignment, if you want to give students some assignments to do at home or any time in the class as well, you can use it. For quiz, you will need to create it for students to attempt it. Next, for creating, see, I have created a here health and diseases. The quiz name is health and diseases, assigned to class 8. See, the due date means after this date, after this time, the written that is 11:59, this assignment or this quiz will be locked. No one can attempt this quiz after this particular time. So here are a few things that if you want, you can add or remove according to you. Next, once you're done, you can schedule it for later as well. If you want to publish it right now, as it is going, or you can schedule it after some time as well. Next, we assign the and after assigning, when the students have attempted your quiz, after the due date is over, you will get to see this overview on your homepage itself. This is the part of the homepage, and in the overview section you will be able to see how many students were average, what was the median, what was the highest score, as well as the graphic representation, as well as you will get the names and the uh, individual scores the students had done. So this is the conclusion of the Edmodo. Nothing hi-fi, nothing, a simple management software and very simple to use as well. Next, next, since we are done with Edmodo, now I guess we should start with Kahoot. But before I go to Kahoot, for that, first let's go to Google Forms. Many of you have used Google Forms properly. Many of you know how to use it in detail. Many of you just have heard it or used it very mildly, not to its full potential. So let's start with the Google Form explanations. Today I'll be explaining Google Form. First of all, a few things like how can you add in questions the mathematical questions. Normally you won't be able to type it. Either you will have to put an image. But what if you do not get that image as you want as a question in on Google? You can create your own images. First, we will be touching in that. Second, we will be touching since you will be using Google Forms sometimes as quiz or some other stuffs for suppose national level conference and something, and you want to give them feedbacks for as certificates. So today we'll be touching that as well, that how you can connect your certificate to the Google Forms. Like as your participants have submitted your answers, they will get their certificates on the same time. Okay. So for now, let's start with Google Forms. So this is a demo form that I have already created. Nothing I have done. I've just gone to the join me screen, the Google Form screen, and from there you just created a new form, given a name here as you want it. This name can be different if you wish for it, and then there are something that you, if you want to specify, you can specify it here. Something on this here, you can, if you want to make different colors of the background and stuff, you can use here. See, there are different fonts for header. So many fonts here. Suppose I change it to this. See, the font changes as well as the size can change. Similarly, there are different background colors that you can use. This is for your as you want the color representation. Suppose if you're using chemistry, you want to give it some chemical kind of color and stuff, you can use it for that. So back to the form. Now, since you've written some instructions for the students, then what you do is here add a question, a section like this will open. So suppose now, since I've already made it here, it first I have named it as name. Now name is by default should be here are different types of answers that you want. A short answer, a paragraph, multiple choice questions, many stuffs. Now a name cannot be a paragraph. So by default it will be, you should be selecting short answers. And here is this button called as required. that once you on this button means once the form when the student or anyone is filling the form, unless and until an answer is given to this question, the form will do not proceed. Similarly, for date of birth, I have added another question, date of birth, and here in this short answer and stuff, here down there is date directly. So the date is month, day, and year. And again, I have made it required. Similarly, if I want to add suppose I want some URLs links from the person who is attempting the quiz or anything. So suppose URL link, and then instead of going short answers and stuff, you can go short answer, and after doing required, if it is compulsory, you can do response validation. Response validation, as in now here, suppose response validation is text. Obviously, URL is supposed to be something in the alphabetical form. Next, here see you have options contains, doesn't contain, email, or URL. Here I select URL and done. Now here there is a section called as customize error text for things like if the URL is missing something like HTTPS or something of the URL is not working, you can customize an error text here itself. Your wrong URL present or wrong misspelled URL, something like this, as you want to do it. It's up to you if you want to do it, if you don't want to do it. If you don't want to put this section or this question as compulsory, you can just unbutton this, undo this button. Next, now, next I have said, suppose you want to put a maths question. How to do it? First of all, you will need a add-on name as Hypatia Create. So you clicked on that, insert or edit math question. It takes a bit of time to load. Then and there you just put your expression or whatever you want. Suppose I'm creating a differentiation question, so differentiate something. See here down there is a button, something upon something, so d by dx, and besides that if I want then sine x, something like this. What you do after that is create a link. Once you create a link, just copy it, and you're done with this part. You just close it. Now here, differentiate. Now, I add the question as an image form. You all might have always uploaded or done something else from Google Drive or Google Images, but most of the people don't use this by URLs. Now, the URL that we had created by putting this Hypesh in the add-on, you just insert the image. See, inserting a maths question becomes so easy on the Google Forms by using this type of add-on. And then you can keep it as multiple choice question or checkbox or anything that you want. Multiple choice question, as you all know, it is one question. You can only select one option as an answer. Checkbox, you can check many boxes. So since an answer to this type of expression can only be one, you will need to choose multiple choice question. Like this, you can create two, three more. And if you don't want this slide, you're done, not use. Just delete it. You're done with that. See, I have put two more questions similarly. So maths paper, creating a maths paper will be a lot easy with that add-on. And now let's go to some settings that you would need to remember. Since it is a quiz or something, you need to enable this button here. Make this a quiz. It depends if you want to release the grade immediately or if you want to manually review it and then do it, then you need to select this column later after manual review. Next, see the respondent setting that respondents can see. Respondents as in the person who is taking the quiz. That person can see what the missed questions, the correct questions, and the point values. Point values as in the points that they receive for each question. Next, here you can give a default point value, but the default point value for each question. So it can be start from 0. If you want, you can keep it 1. Next, this is the where the main part starts, the respondents. First, if you want to collect their mail addresses for authentication purpose, you can do that. You can input as in the your user types the mail address. Verified as in there will just be a radio button where the person taking the quiz with the Gmail account will already be displayed. The person just needs to select that thing, not to type. Next, do you want to send a response, a copy of the response? Copy of the response is an after you the person has completed the quiz or any Google form. If you want them to have a copy of their answers, then you can have so many options. Mostly keep it off if you do not want to give answers to them back, especially when you are creating an exam using Google Forms and there are two different batches taking exams at two different times. You do not want them to have the answers on their hands if the questions are same. Next, mostly keep this allow response editing off, because since it will be a quiz, you do not want students going back and changing the answers whenever they wish for it. Next, here is the main thing, require signing, restricted users. Since I am using the and organization Gmail for creating this demo form, do I want this quiz only be available to only the organization people or to the outside people as well? So you can, if only for organization, you need to click this, otherwise keep it off. Next, if you want a single person to give multiple answers, if you want that, keep this button off. If you want one person to give only attempt the question only once, you can limit the response to only once. After this, the person once submitted the quiz will not be able to access it again. Next, manage how the forms. This is just for how the look of the form will be. So you can show progress bar, up to you. Or if you're giving an exam to students, you can shuffle the questions. It's up to you. And here is an after submission. Mostly, most of the people know these settings, but some do forget many of the time, and then they try to figure it out what's the issue with their forms. Next is the confirmation message. Confirmation message, you can edit it, write whatever you want, and it's done. Once you've done all this, once you have created all your forms and everything is ready, you can just check it out, review if it's working. Since I had since I had limited my response, you can already see you have already responded. I will not be able to again attempt the quiz. So for that, next, once your students have attended the quiz, first you get the summary, the scores, individual scores. Okay. Next, you can see individually. Individual. Suppose this was my account. For each question, what were the answers? You can get those. As simple as that. And if you want, you can create a link sheet so that you can get a list of students. Instead of going here and printing, you can print individual answers as well. See, here is a print option, and here is an individual person. Here are so many individual persons. So it's up to you if you want to print it. In the link to the sheets, you will get the details like the name, the date of birth, whatever you have put in the Google quiz. Now, the main part comes. If you want to attach a certificate to your quiz, what you need to do, you just need to go here more, get add-ons. I prefer this. I prefer Certify M. You just go there, search Certify M. See here, it's there. You just click it, install it, and you're good to go. Here it is. Since I have already installed, obviously then I will not get the another button to install it. So once it's installed, you're done. You just go to the add-on buttons here. This is a puzzle piece type icon here. You just go add-on, certify M, and you will get a controls form here. Normally there is a control form, so let's try it out again. Let's install it again. Okay, so basically what happens is when you install it, it goes to the add-ons. Then there are two options. One is show controls, other is help. Let's see if it's back. Okay, see, you're finally getting. See, here is show controls. You click on that and you get a small pop-up on the right hand side corner. See here, you can create a passing percentage as you want after giving points to your questions. Suppose I keep it to 60. Up to me, up to you. Here are templates for the certificates that you want to provide. If you want, you can use the default one, but if you want a customized one with your organization logo and anything edited inside that, you can create my own design. Once you click on this, you will be, wait, let's do it. You will be taken to PPT, the PPT slide section. There you can create your own certificate. The main only main or else you can do is create your certificate at any on any site like Canva or post to my wall anyway, and you can insert it here. Okay, so if you want to create it here are some instructions given. You can use it, or else let me insert one image. I have already created one certificate and downloaded it, so it's ready here. What you need to do is, since you want the name to be displayed, first take a text box, give a text box here, and inside that you need to use two curly braces, full name. Change the font size as you wish. So why are we writing this? So that once the user writes its name in the Google form, that name should be displayed here. Just it's just that. Next, uh, you if you want specific certificate numbers to be given, so you just need to just take a place where you want the certificate name to be certificate number to be placed. Suppose I take it here below. So instead of full name, you just write certificate ID. That's it. And the certificate ID will be placed here once you have submitted your thing. Now, since here I have selected my template, let's check once more if it's selected or not. Or you can select an existing one as well. It depends on you, however you want it. Suppose I take this, the pre-selected one. The changes are done. But one thing you need to remember is the daily limit is 60. Why? Because first it was not 60. Now they have revised their plans. So if you have an organization that uses Google Form for you, what do you say, for having international conferences or something like that, and you want to give out certificates, then you can actually go there and choose a plan. It costs But if you're using it many times, then it's better to have it, pay for it, like instead of just 60 is the daily limit. I'm not saying you will only give 60, but daily, one day you can only the system can only give out 60 forms, 60 certificates, sorry. And the certificates will directly go to the email id that the user or the person doing the quiz has was using. Nothing much more. Once you've done everything here, you attached your certificate, everything is done. What you need to do is turn this on. Once you turn it on, it's done. Whoever is taking the quiz, whatever is happening, whatever they are giving out the details based on the answers. Since I've put a few maths question, if their points match, if their answers are correct, they will get a certificate. If their answers are not correct, they will not get the certificate. As simple as that. And where will the certificate go? To the respondents, to the user's mail ID. That's the only thing. This is so simple to do, but still many of them don't know how to do it. That is why I'm here today. If you want, there are many settings that you can change. It's up to you, totally up to you. There are many things. See, thank you for participation again after the submission if you want. Or if you want an additional something to be sent to them, you can just write the name of the center, subject, and content of the body. That's it. Now, here is the thing. If you want the certificate in what format, the PDF or image, up to you. Mostly, many of the people use PDF and time zone, since in India we are using Calcutta time zone, so that's it. Nothing much. It's so simple. So for Google Forms, I guess this much is more than enough for now. Next, one thing that you need to know is, see here. Here is a button for Google Apps, correct? So if you go here, many of you all just see this and you just leave it. But if you go down, here there is something called as Earth, that is Google Earth. This is the part which you can use in your class for teaching history, for teaching geography. You can use it for science as well to tell them which metals are found in which area and everything of that sort. See, this gives a 3D. It takes a bit of time to load, but it gives you a 3D view. So, suppose you just go here, see here, many things, time lapse of Earth, 3D image, satellite image. But if you go down, here are a few more tabs: nature, games to play, see here, quiz animal sound, and there is something as ocean safari. There are many quizzes and games to play there itself. You do not need to create it, it's already created. Now, if you go on the education tab, see there are structures like for using for maths, geometry, and
Hello,
sustainability.
Manpreet ma'am.
Yes?
Ma'am, your screen is not visible.
Okay, I'll do it again.
It's still in demo form.
Okay, now is it visible?
Yes, ma'am, yes.
Okay, so this is what I was talking about. Now we are in India. You can just zoom out and see the whole Earth or even the space. Up to you. So what I was saying is, you go to this option here, you can see many more things. Now, time lapse, 3D image. This is what I was talking about. But when you scroll down a little, there is nature. Nature, you have many more things to see: fragile beauty, everything you can go and see. Like you cannot go physically, but you can show them in the 3D mode. There are games that can be played, like quiz animal sounds and ocean safari. Just quiz, and if with each quiz they can gain a lot of general knowledge because there are details as well. Similarly, when you go to education side, see here you can use it for maths, triangular structures, geometric structures, and many more things. If you go more down, so many options. Here, see, you can see this tab. You can use it for history. History of medieval India. Just click it. It just takes a few minutes to load. Once you've done it, here are the options of what do you want to study. Suppose we go to Sultanate of Delhi. See, first you get an image, and this is a layer. Something is. See, there is an information as well. So, explaining them won't be a stress. Next, there are many options to see. You can click on these areas as well, and it will take you there. Now, since get it on full screen and how it looks, what it is. See, it is written there. Mo- Many things is written. You can see here which area this dynasty had which area under them. So you can use these simple things that is already available on the internet to maximize your potential. It is very easy to use. You just need to know. So this doesn't mean since I'm teaching you something today, there is going to be many more things that come out tomorrow. So you need to keep yourself updated. Use your phones, use your time wisely instead of just going to Instagram. Instagram also, there are many accounts that teach you all these stuffs. You can go and subscribe to them as well if you're more into Instagram. Or else do your own research, have your own time. You will also, if you discover something new, you will also feel good. Oh, this was there, I discovered it. I discovered it. I did not know. Now I can use it. Now I can tell it to other teachers. You can use these as well. You can explain it to them. So there are many more perks to this. Now, since we have done with Edmodo and Gmail forms and how to link your certificates and stuff, let's go one last session, last part, Kahoot. How to use it, what to do with that. I'm sharing my screen again. It is similar to Edmodo. I'll be telling you all how to create an account, how to create a quiz, and how it is beneficial. So just go to Google, type Kahoot, click on that. The first thing that you get. Okay. No, this is the game link for students. Here, the second link, the Kahoot Learning Games. If you do not have an account already, you just need to go sign up, use whatever your Gmail account is, and just sign in. First, choose you're a teacher, you're a student, or just a professional. Since we are teacher, we select that. Here are few options. You want Kahoot for what purpose? For now, let's take school. You can take higher education as well. You can use a physical Gmail or you can just continue with Google. A pop-up shows, you just need to select and you will log in. So this is your homepage. Since I have not, I just created an account in front of you, so there is nothing, no quizzes, nothing much. Uh, you can use pre-approved ones if you wish, but you can create. But how to create? Just go on create button on the top, Kahoot instead of course. You're not creating a course for now. You're creating a quiz. See, you can use a blank canvas or you can use a template. Up to you. Suppose I take a blank canvas. Here you add your question. Suppose which um, an animal is domestic. Any question, whatever you wish for. You just write your question there, put your answers here. Okay. Then what you need to do, just select your answers, so that obviously you need to give correct answers as well. But on the right hand side, if you see, you can select your type. Is it quiz type? Is it true and false type? Right now we are on quiz type, so there are many more options. You can use a poll, you can use word count, you can use brainstorms, many more options. Here you can, the time limit is for a particular questions. Like for this question, which animal is domestic? This question will be only visible till 20 seconds. If the correct answer is given, well and good. If not, the answer is counted as wrong. As next, you can give points. Point, you can give double point to one question, or standard point, or no point at all. Up to you. Here, answering options. If you want to select single, select. This is a singles answer. If you want to select multi, so you can give multiple answers. If there are two answers to a question or something. Next, one question is done. Next, you add another question or add slide. Up to you. Once you're done that, okay, a minute, please. Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am, you're audible.
Okay, let's use the speaker itself. Uh, so you can put next question and whatever you want. You can change the themes. You can preview it once you're done. You can just see the preview of how it looks. See the first question. The timer is on. There are answers. Six people, seven people answering, and you're done. Once the timer is done, that's it. Next question. I did not give anything, so it's blank. So that is how the questions look. Once you have created everything, you just need to save it, give it a name. Okay, title missing. Let's fix it. It also tells you what is missing. So give a title to this quiz so that it will be easier for you to do uh, GK. Let's do that. Confirm, and your quiz is saved. So simple. Now, once you've done this, so this is done on your side. How will you give it to your students? It's done. It goes back to your page itself. See here, if you, okay, this is your home screen, normal home screen. If you scroll down, here it is. Here is your Kahoot. Click on that. Here you can start assign assign to particular participants if you want to. Here you can play solo. This you can use in your class. You can play solo, or you can make it a group project. Up to you. So the student creates his own name. They do the quiz. See, it looks actually so fascinating, and it will be so. The students will be so eager to give answers. What you need to do is just reduce the time and see how quick the students do. Correct answer. You get the point. Next. Nothing is there. And then here you get to see the points that they have scored.
Ma'am, the screen
It's,
is again not visible.
I am not visible.
The screen that you're sharing is not visible.
Now is it?
Yes, yes.
Okay. Okay, these are just okay. We'll do this again, but the front screen that has been seen here, they show who is the first ranker, who is the second ranker. This is very useful when you're teaching in the class. You can use it to give it to students, and it'll be very interesting for them to use to understand. Let's see if this works.
I think there is a technical glitch. I request everyone to stay on the stream itself.
Hello. Yeah, this is the beauty of the online conferences or the online meetings or the online teaching sessions that you have. This is, if this doesn't happen once to you, there is no fun. Okay, now let's go back to where we were on Kahoot. I'll share my screen again. Okay, so this was my Kahoot GK quiz. I have already created. You can start an interactive lesson, or you can just assign participants or play solo. So right now I'll just play solo by myself and I'll show you how it is, how it looks. See, once I've created on play solo, it's loading. Then here are a few modes if you want. Mostly let's go for classic mode for now. Let's go, game on. Give a nickname for yourself. Demo, suppose. So let's go. Okay. This is the name of the quiz. Next, the countdown for the quiz starts. Which animal is domestic? And here is the timer. And there are the options are in different colors. So people cannot say, oh, these two options were same. So let's go with the correct answer. Once we know. See, you get a correct answer, you get the points. Next, see, so many people attempted my quiz, and this is the point I received. Next, now this is the podium. Podium as in which student came first, which was second, who was third. See, this is just the podium for that. So pretty. And see the confetti and stuff, it looks so good. The school students will definitely be loving this thing. You're in the fourth place. I am in the fifth. Once this is done, you're actually done. There is nothing more to do. Let's just close it. So that was Kahoot. So today, Kahoot actually this these learning management softwares are very easy to use. You just need to know which software to use. It's totally up to you. So today, we first through PPT we saw how to log in or use Edmodo. Next, then we saw Google Forms, how to put maths question, how to attach your certificate. For that, I had used Certify M add-on, and then we went to Kahoot and created our own quiz and played as well with some technical glitches. That has to be there. Now, with this, I guess my session is done. If you have any questions, you can ask me. Okay.
Manpreet ma'am,
Yes.
till now we don't have any questions.
Okay. So
If we
since
get,
till now
we'll
you're
get back
just
to you.
Okay, okay, it's fine. Since for now you're just thinking of the question that you want to ask, let me add one thing. Since we have done this today, just try it. Some of you are not thinking of any questions, you do not want to ask questions, just try it right now. You can use it in your phones as well. Only that if you want to use Google Forms, you need to just download the applications of Google Forms from the Play Store. That's it. That's the only thing. There are all Edmode also you can use on phones. Kahoot also you can use on phone. And similar to this, since this generation of Gen Zs, they are more addicted to their phones. Obviously, they are playing some or the other game. You, as teachers, since we cannot ask, or even parents, it is hard to take phones from their kids' hand. You can just give them games that they can play and learn. I'm not telling give them games or just increase the screen time, no. But since they're playing, if they have a playtime, you can give them parents websites or links. There are many things like Alchemist 2 and many other sites where students can play games, but they're learning, they're remembering stuff. In Alchemist 2, they are making chemical reactions on the screen. So obviously not burning out down their houses and anything. So have anyone thought of any question till now?
Ma'am, no questions till now.
Okay, I guess I was very detail oriented and everyone has understood everything. So thank you for once again, thank you for calling me and listening to me patiently, and hopefully you will be applying this whatever I've thought today. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am, for a wonderful section on needs of digital transformation needed in Gen Z teachers to accommodate themselves in international boards. I hope everyone has got confidence and positive attitude towards LMS Edmodo, Kahoot, and Google Forms. Manpreet ma'am, we will surely be trying these platforms. As we conclude our today's section, I would like to express my thanks to Manpreet ma'am for a valuable time and introducing us to new platforms. I also express my gratitude to respected Principal Dr. Sangeeta Nath ma'am, the program directors, and the supporting staff. I also give thanks to all the participants joined the meeting through the YouTube. As we sign off for today, I would request everyone to join tomorrow for day 3 section for a new component.